Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid here. Gonna give you a video. Hey, got you guys over here at this is the SOHO. This is the satellite's out in front of the Earth, and it looks directly at the sun, and it orbits with the Earth. So, this is basically from our perspective. When we go outside and look up at the sun, it's pretty much what we would see if we could see like this tool does here. Um, but if you guys notice, why do I have you guys back here on 4/20? That would be March 20th. No, I'm sorry, April 20th. Duh. Anyway, what I'm talking about, guys, is this sunspot right here. Okay, if we go back a couple more days, we would see it. You know, we would see it start over here actually, or it might even started kind of like right here, and it went all the way across the face of the sun, and basically only reacted once that we could see that was like Earth facing, and you know, we reported on that and all that, but it turned out to be not that big of a deal, because the Earth didn't take a direct hit on that. We just kind of got a glancing blow. That it wasn't as strong as what some of them are either. So why am I talking about this again? Well, this sunspot made it all the way around. It was on the backside of the Earth, and we've been reporting on CMEs that weren't Earth facing. Well, this is where those CMEs were coming from. They were coming from this sunspot. But now the sunspot has made it all the way around the back, and it did survive, and it's over here now getting ready to come back into view from the SOHO and the SDO. Again, which is the satellites that look at the sun from our perspective. So, given all of its activity that happened on the backside when it was over there, now it's over here getting ready to come back towards Earth, and we're still seeing, as a matter of fact, we're seeing more activity. We're seeing CME after CME. We had, three of them a day, that kind of thing, but they were not Earth facing, so we don't really concern ourselves with that because it does affect us magnetically a little bit because we're all connected to the sun, but it doesn't affect us enough to really kind of even worry about it, or most of the time not even talk about it. But the one we had back on, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago, was pretty significant. You know, it was a half. Basically, we've seen it, and it kind of looked like a half of a halo type of thing. It blew out the back there, right? Well, again, it wasn't Earth facing, but it was a very large one. So, again, why am I talking about this? Because this sunspot is still active, and it's getting ready to come back out here where it can affect us. Okay, is it going to? Only time can tell. But I wanted to show you guys this so you can see what we're talking about. And sometimes these sunspots do survive or last long enough. And I also want to preface this by saying that you don't need a sunspot to have a CME. Okay, the sun can eject anywhere without a sunspot. You don't have to have a sunspot. Now, that would lend to, is something interacting with the sun, those kinds of things. It could be a specific alignment of planets. It doesn't necessarily have to be like an object like we talk about, but in this case, I think we're seeing some stuff that is pretty compelling evidence that it might be. Again, this sunspot, this capture we're looking at right now is from the 20th of April, and it was over here, and the sun rotates that direction. So now it's coming back into view over here. So, here's the current SDO. Okay, SDO and SOHO basically give you the same view. Okay, they're two different satellites or observatories out there, but they're basically looking in the same direction from the same position. Not exactly the same. I could go into some more detail with that, but that's not what this video is about. I just want you guys to get an idea of perspective here. And this is kind of showing how we can tell if it's Earth facing or not. So if we see a CME come off of one of these things from the SDO, which is what we're looking at here, if we've seen a CME pop right here, we're kind of directly looking at that. So we would probably get a pretty good blow from it here on Earth. Now, if we see one up here, most likely not. Okay, because it's probably blowing out this way. Now, they can, even over here, blow this direction. We might catch a glancing blow, but for the most part, out in the front is where we look, okay, when we're talking about earth facing. And you know, this, like I said, this is the SDO, and I just showed you the blue. That's SOHO. Okay, those are two different observatories, but they're giving us very similar views. Now, like I said, this is the most current SDO at 304 angstrom. Okay, and what I want you guys to watch is this area up here, because that's that sunspot. Again, here's that sunspot. I'm going to zoom in a little bit as far as I can without losing my slide bar there. So watch this thing, and what you're going to see is you're going to see some ejections, CMEs. See that? I mean, right off the bat. This was at roughly noon on the 3rd UTC. So we'll move us around. See it eject like that? Boom. Okay, we'll keep moving. There's a small one. And then another one. Okay, so we're seeing 2 or 3 of them right there just in the span of roughly 12 hours. Roughly. I ain't going to say exactly, but that's roughly 12 hours. We've seen 2 smaller CMEs and a pretty big one. Okay. Now, that one. Okay, let's back it up here a little bit. I think I blew right by it. Okay. That was a pretty big one, I think. There. It wasn't huge, but okay. And then small one. See that? And then big one. Okay. A lot of times we'll see a small one, then a big one will show up. But what I want you guys to notice right here is the filament. Okay, I want to talk about this for a minute. Let me back it up to where I get a good... Okay, that's good enough. Okay, when we talk about filaments, a filament, basically, most people can understand from an incandescent light bulb. It's that little wire inside the light bulb that heats up and creates the light. It's in between the 2 posts, and when that filament breaks or busts, that's when your light bulb goes out. So that's kind of what we're talking about here. Not exactly, because we're talking about plasma here on the surface of the sun. But notice the shape of this. It's erratic. It's not a specific shape. And when it comes off, it even does all this squiggly stuff. And that's typically what they do. We'll see them kind of string out, and every once in a while they'll come back down. Now, I'm saying that because I noticed something really odd the other day. Now, I'm going to show you this real quick, and then we'll go to the next capture here. But this is what's going on currently. Okay. So, this was back on the 1st. Now, what I want you guys to look at is right in this area. You're going to see a filament come out, or at least you're going to see some energy. And in my opinion, the sun's reacting with something here because it reaches out in such a way that it looks very, very direct. There's no obnoxious looking pattern coming off like it normally is. So, anyway, watch over there where I circled. Here, I'll circle it again. You're going to see a little one come out, and then you're going to see the biggest one, and then it's going to do a little one again. Okay. See that? Right there. I know this first one's kind of hard to see. I get it. But then watch this. See that? It came from the same spot. Little. And then watch it just like reach out. Okay, it's what it looks like, right? I went backwards there just so you know. But see how straight that is? Now I'm going to zoom in. Look at this. Okay? I mean, it almost looks like there's an object right here. Okay, I mean, look at this. That doesn't look like any kind of filament that we normally see. Not to mention that it stops right here. Okay? Now I'm going to back it up, and we're going to roll it through a couple times here so you guys can get a gist of what I'm saying here. Okay, little, reaches out and touches someone, I guess. And then it goes back, and then it keeps trying to go back to the same spot. You see that? So I don't know if that's an object it's reaching to or not, but in my opinion, there's a good chance of it. So, what do we do now? Well, we're going to go over here and look at seeds, okay? And we will just go to the first here. And you're going to see, I'm showing you guys all this activity that's going on over here. All right. Look on the left side of the sun. Again, see these CMEs coming off in that same direction I was just showing you. All right. Now, again, is this all coming from that sunspot? Well, we can't really see the sunspot because we could go over to Stereo A and look at it directly, but those images over there isn't as clear as this stuff. So, anyway, we'll go the next day. All right, notice the amount of CMEs we're seeing. Okay, there's a bunch of them that keep happening. Okay, now back on the 30th was the big one. Okay, I guess we could go back to it real quick. This thing is running really slow tonight, guys. I apologize. There's not much I can do about that. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know why this stupid thing's running so stinking slow. Obviously, you see that. Man, it really is, man. It's running extremely slow. Wow. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I can't even believe this. This is taking forever. Okay, look at that. No CME. It's happening. Okay. Now, a lot of other channels have already shown these. I haven't did a video in a few days. Been extremely busy. But, yeah, look at that. Okay, that was on the 2nd. All right. Just notice how the stuff, like up here, is even moving slower. It almost looks like it might be the sun may be recapturing some of its energy. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to the 3rd, which is right here. It's basically today. Right now, technically, we're in the 4th at 1:50 a.m. where I'm at on Eastern Standard Time. But this is UTC, and this is yeah, on the 3rd. So we're going to get to see a whole day here. And again, watch that side of the sun. And what you're going to see is you're going to see smaller CME than a bigger one. Okay? It's just what it does. And again, we see that typically. Smaller CME. Okay? Then a bigger one. All right? Now watch this. Okay, you see that? See it right there at the end where it started another one? See that? We're going to pause it. And I'm going to let you see that. Okay, there's the bigger one. It blows out, right? And then right at the end of the day here, you see another one start. See these blue and red marks? That's what this tool's designed to do. It's supposed to be early warning for CME detection. That's what this tool does. It detects CMEs. So, you can see another one starting. Oops. Sorry about that. So that's what we see right there, right? Look at that. I mean, it's getting ready to blow again. Boom, okay, that flipped over to the next day. That's the last capture it gave us on the 3rd. So, now it's into the 4th because of time zone differences. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to hit start and see what it does. It's not going to do nothing. Nice. Okay, we'll go next. Look at this. I mean, yeah, that's a big one. I ain't going to say it's huge. The first thing I'm going to say, guys, this is not Earth facing, okay? Because we're looking at it from SOHO. This is going off to our left, which would, well, I don't want to call it east-west or anything. We'll just say left. It's coming from the left limb of the sun. Okay, now, what I want you guys to notice, and this is something that really kind of, I ain't gonna say it shocked me, but I was a little surprised. So what I want you guys to pay attention to is right in here. You're going to see an object, and then you're going to see the material go around it, and it stays in the same spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down to the slowest speed possible, and we're going to watch it. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really get a good idea. Oops, I got it going backwards, don't I? Let's just reverse it. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is watch right in here. Okay, see that little object? And then watch, boom, there it is, and it stayed in the same spot. Alright, we'll watch it a couple times so you guys can see it. There it is, stayed in the same spot. So, yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if that's what's our culprit here or what have you. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, and why I'm doing this, guys, is because I want you guys to understand that that sunspot made it back. And now it's going to be coming Earth-facing again. This thing has been really, really active. 2 to 3 CMEs a day at times. Okay? We had the really big one back, I guess it would have been on the 30th. Let's just go back and watch that one. How about that real quick? Alright. See if it'll even let me see if it can move fast at all. I'm not going to sit here and waste your guys' time. But anyway, you're going to see it, guys. And this one's a big one. Okay, this is the biggest one that we've seen. Hopefully it. But again, what I want you guys to understand is going to be coming back Earth facing. Okay, that's why I'm saying this, because you can look for an uptick in earthquakes, which we're already seeing because of high solar winds from a coronal hole. All right, but now we're going to be going into a threat of CMEs that are Earth facing. See that small one? Now watch, boom, there's the big one. Okay, a lot of channels have already shown this, and it actually illuminated objects. Scott over there at Planet X News, he has caught a couple things in there when these CMEs happen. It seems like when these CMEs happen, the energy either goes around these objects or just simply illuminates them so we can see them. That's what I think is a lot of what's going on when we catch objects this close to the sun. Now, see that big one? I mean, that one there, when we seen that one, I went directly to SDO to see if this was Earth facing, because that wouldn't have been good if that was Earth facing. Given our weakened magnetic field, we're continuously, our magnetic field's getting weaker. Maybe even came out with papers now from mainstream science saying that our magnetic field is getting weaker. And it probably will continue to do so as the sun slips on off into grand solar minimum. So, with that being said, smaller CMEs or medium type CMEs will affect us a lot more. They don't have to be huge anymore is what I'm trying to say, guys. Again, is this anything to be fearful of? Absolutely not. We can't control any of this, but we have to be aware, okay? Just be aware. Make sure that, you got a couple, a week or two at least of water and stuff on hand, just in case the grid goes down for some reason. Not even just for CMEs, just for simple power outages in your area from storms or whatever. I mean, it's always a good idea to have those kinds of things on hand. I don't fear any of this. This does not scare me. I will say that sometimes it does shock me, but there's not fear. Okay, there's a difference. But anyway, that was the big one there, guys. And that sunspot, like I said, is coming around here. Now, the reason I showed you that one before here was because of this. I showed you the image of that object that stayed in the same spot. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is put some editing in here, guys. Check this out. Okay, this was on the 3rd. This is at CME. Okay, I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. All right, this is like a red filter type of situation here on this one. This one is no filters. Look at that. All I did was simply put arrows there and text. That was it. I mean, look at that. All right. Then I inverted this one. Look at that. I mean, it really brings it out. Okay. I do think that that's probably an object. Okay. So, again, guys, the reason why I'm even saying any of this, we've been talking about maybe multiple objects next to the sun. Scott was able to capture it on the other side when it was on the other side. Now, like I said, what we'll do is we'll go to this. I took some still shots. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in where I told you guys to look when it's right there. You see that? Okay, and then we'll go to the very next image. Oops. Still there. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Again, if those are objects or what have you, that could explain what's going on here, why we're seeing so many CMEs in these specific locations. But all I know is that this sunspot's getting ready to come back Earth facing. Okay. So, with that being said, we just got to be aware. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, those objects there were definitely something that really was like, what the heck was that? But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how that could show up if there wasn't something there. But anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling on here at this point. Sorry about that. But this one here really, really kind of got me too. Now, if you notice something I didn't point out, that maybe this object, see how it's kind of got like a dark spot in the middle there? Okay, see that? Now, I'm going to show you this one. It's kind of the same thing because that's inverted. But we will take a look at this one here. Okay, those are very similar looking objects. Now, I'm not saying they're the same. So, are they objects at all? I think so. At some level, these are. I mean, could I call them anything specific? No, I can't. But I will say that I'm observing something here that shouldn't be looking like this, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, guys, just wanted to give you a video. I know that was kind of a different one than what I normally put out here. But this was something that I felt like I needed to get out there to you guys and let you guys see this. And like I said, the main reason is the CMEs. Okay, the sunspot's really active, and if it's coming back Earth facing, we really have to pay attention. And also pay attention to earthquakes, guys. Yeah, with the high solar winds and from a coronal hole, we're now getting those solar winds. Also keep in mind, remember I said this is a early detection tool. Okay, so when these things blow off of the sun, it takes it a couple days to get here. Usually 2 to 3, sometimes 4 days before a CME will get here. So that's why we get some sort of a warning of such. And what can a CME do to us here? Well, it can do, depends on how big it is. Like I said, with the weakened magnetic field or shield, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to take as big of one to really have an effect on what's going on in our lives today. It wouldn't take as much today as it would have taken, 10 years ago to knock our grid down a little bit. Okay. I would encourage everybody to go look up the Carrington event also. That's when we did catch a CME, and that's back when our magnetic field was strong. It's been a long time ago before any of us were alive. Just back when telegraphs were the main thing, and it fried all those lines. So, guys, go look that up, the Carrington event. You guys will, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.